I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked, none waived. I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked herein, none waived. Okay, we're going to get right into it. The first thing I want to do is I want to apologize to the people that went to the community post last night and seeing that we issued a statement saying that we were going to put a video out last night. I didn't get a chance to put the video out last night because I was just completely too discombobulated at, what transpired in the last 7 days at the Arizona Superior Court. It is totally out of order. And man, so let's just get right into it. Let's get right to it. First of all, last week, I went down there to obtain a minute entry, a certified minute entry, because as many of you know, if you've been following, the case and following things, I subpoenaed the Bureau of Vital Records to provide me my brother Moses McCormick, aka Laoshu 55,000, his death certificate, right? Because the Arizona Attorney General, they kept playing these games where, they didn't want to follow the subpoena. So I had to put a motion to compel on them. And then when they answered that motion to compel, they told all these lies. And, the lies was clear and convincing on their face because, she provided the evidence that she lied. So she lied in the pleadings and provided the evidence in those pleadings to show that she was lying. Her name is Patricia LaMagna with the Arizona State Attorney General. And also, she was representing the Bureau of Vital Records in the subpoena request that I propounded upon them. And additionally, Pamela Pizer, also who works at the Arizona State Attorney General, was representing the Arizona lottery. And, I sent her a notice of claim for them, which she told me that she wasn't honoring that. But since she was their attorney of record and was appearing in the action, I went on ahead and served her the notice of claim about, I want to say probably about 4 months ago or something like that. 4 months ago, sometime between there. But anyways, I also subpoenaed them on April 20th. I subpoenaed them. I think it was April 20th or April 25th, right off the back of my head. I subpoenaed them, and they were supposed to provide verification of the lottery combination that we played. Okay, they were supposed to provide verification of a lottery combination that we played for November 7th. And she just kept going all around, you know what I'm saying? She just kept creating delays. When she first got the subpoena, she said, well, Mr. McCormick, I'm not going to have anything, I'm not going to have an answer back for you for at least a week. The same day she received the subpoena, she contacted me saying that she wasn't going to have a response for at least a week because she's going to be out of the office, okay? So I'm like, oh, whatever, okay, she's just creating another delay, so I'm just going to have to wait. So I waited. When that week came, she basically acted dumbfounded and gave me a response to say, you didn't provide a store name, you didn't provide the game name, you didn't provide the city. Like, she said I didn't provide all this stuff, and within that same pleading you could see that I did, and she lied straight to my face, and she also put the proof that she lied in there as well. So I'm like, okay, what's the big problem? If I'm crazy and I'm lying, and if what I'm saying is not true, why are these people doing all this? Like, why are they running? Why are they delaying and doing all of this stuff? So I had to file a motion to compel against both of them. Patricia LaMagna, who represented the Bureau of Vital Records, and Pamela Pizer, who represented the Arizona lottery, okay? So when I did that to them, okay, they responded, and they lied. They was just lying. I was like, oh my God, how the court can see that they're lying. It's right there. Like, why are you lying? So the court granted my motion to compel against Patricia LaMagna in the Bureau of Vital Records for them to produce my brother's death certificate. They didn't like that, so what they did was they said, well, we're not going to give it to you until you get a certified minute entry. So I was confused because I was like, okay, you are the attorney that represent the Bureau of Vital Records. So why do you need me to give you a court order that you have the same access to? You are signed on to the case. So why you need to create a burden for me? And why are you instructing me to get you a certified minute entry? When you are on the case, you know what the court ordered for you to do. So why are you doing that to me? Okay. And so she just said, well, that's what we're going to need. You're going to need to send that to the Bureau of Vital Records. You're going to need to send that minute entry to them. So I was confused as I was like, why do I got to send that minute entry to them when you have access? That's your client. You know, all you have to do is tell them to be ready. You know, all you have to do is produce it. You know, if I give you them, I send them the payment, you know, as I was instructed to via the court order. I send them the payment. And you get the documents, get them to produce the document to send it to me. Why are y'all creating all these delays? So what they were trying to do is they tried to set up a creative way for me not to be able to get the death certificate anyway, regardless of what the court ordered. So what they did was they told all the personnel at the court, don't give me nothing. Okay, and that I was banned from all the Arizona Superior Court locations. And then, so when I went down there to get the minute entry last week, you know, when I get to the court, they automatically have a police officer escort me, you know, which is a violation of 42 USC and also unconstitutional. So I was like, you know, why are y'all doing all this? Like, I don't need the police to be with me. And when the police was with me, they like, we never had a problem with you. You've been coming down here for 3 years. We don't have a problem with you. There's never been an incident with you down here or anywhere else in any other location. So what's the problem? They asked me, so what is this really all about? So when I told them, I explained to them what it was really all about. They just had their hands on their hips and was scratching their heads. They was like, you know, they basically told me, oh yeah, we gonna pray for you because you know, it's something is amiss here. So anyway, getting back to the story, I went down there. The lady told the police, well, he has to go to the other location at 6 something Jackson or something street like that. But it was the location that they put on their injunction, because they filed an injunction against me saying that I was barred from some locations that I ain't even never been to. Like, these people just thought they had their little setup going. So anyways, the police officer was like, well, we can't send him over there because I was here, you know, back in April when they came and stormed in the clerk's office and with the sheriffs and the court police. And they told him that he can't go to the location that you're trying to send him to. Okay? So what they tried to do was they tried to deny me the certified minute entry last week. They wanted to send me to the location that they have me listed as barred from on their injunction, so that when I get there, they could arrest me and throw me in jail. Now, this is the same thing that Valletta Campbell was talking about. Valletta Campbell is the grandmother in the video titled Mark Hears a Grandmother Crying. You know, that's the title of the video, something like that in the video. If you go back to my videos, you could watch that, and that's Valletta Campbell in there talking about, you know, how they like to throw people in jail when you start speaking about their wrongdoing. So what they wanted me to do is they wanted me to get arrested, okay? And they didn't want me to get this minute entry, so I can't send it to the Bureau of Vital Records and get my brother's death certificate that they falsified his death on, okay? So anyways, the police was like, we can't send him over there. And And I said, see, I told the officer, I said, see, you see that there? They just tried to set me up. You see the games they playing? And I told him, I said, that's the reason why we had to subpoena the records from the begin with. I told him that's the whole reason why we had to do the subpoena on the Bureau of Vital Records anyway, because they playing these games and they're just doing it, and they in cahoots with the courts because the courts is allowing all this game playing. They've been doing it. They've been making erroneous rulings on purpose, dragging out time on everything. They just, like I said, they need to put chains on all these courts in Maricopa County. They need to be chained up and they need to be locked up, and to a proper oversight committee can be able to look at these cases and look at their activity of what they've been doing. The judicial conduct committee is fraudulent. They lie and they back all this fraudulent judges. Okay, and this is the reason why ABC News have this big continuous investigation going on against them, because they are doing what they want to do at the cost of people's money and time, and it's not right. And I know that the layman don't have a chance. The layman don't have a chance. If I did have an attorney and was paying for all this, I would have been out so much money with their game plan. You see what I'm saying? Now, getting back to the story, the police made the lady give me the certified minute entry. So then after I received the certified minute entry, I contacted Patricia LaMagna at the state attorney general's office, and I let her know we got the certified minute entry, okay, and we got the payment, and we sent it off. Okay, we sent it off to your client, so they should be receiving it. Okay, and what we also did was we recorded the UPS store putting the certified minute entry in the envelope and sealing it. Okay, because they would have said that oh, the staple was removed, so it's void, because the clerk at the counter, when she gave us the minute entry last week, the certified minute entry, she said if the staple is removed, the minute entry is void completely. So what we did was we took preventative measures so that they won't be able to use that as an excuse. And what we did is we recorded the UPS store putting that certified minute entry with the staple still intact in the envelope and sealed it and sent it off with tracking. Okay, so that takes care of that. And we told Miss LaMagna that we did that. Okay, so she didn't appreciate the fact that I was able to come up with the money for the death certificate fees, and the fact that I got the certified minute entry. Okay, because they was instructed not to give it to me under any circumstances, but the police made them give it to me. So when she seen that I got that, she didn't like that. So what they did was they contacted the court via email at 201 Jefferson Street in the clerk's office, and told that head clerk, do not let none of your clerks give Mr. McCormick any documents whatsoever. Don't let him file no documents, and don't let him give you no documents. Don't let him give you no documents. Don't let him file no documents, and don't give him no documents. And she told us this yesterday. She said, well, we received an email saying you barred from all locations. I'm like, this is unbelievable. These people are out of their goddamn minds. Who do these people think they are? Those are not their courts. Those courts belong to the people. Those are the people's courts. And they think that it's theirs. And they're down there doing what they want to do. And they're doing all of this in an effort because they don't want me to get what they know I need to get. Okay, they don't want me to get my brother's death certificate, and they don't want me prevailing on this lawsuit against the multi-state lottery and the Arizona lottery, because they know they've been stealing these lottery prizes from me. So what they did, getting back to the story, Pamela Pizer, who represents the Arizona lottery, what she did is she told the courts, well, I gave him what he asked for. She didn't give me shit. She didn't give me shit. She didn't give me nothing. All she did was lie and delay and delay and delay and delay and delay. And then the court sided with her. Judge Michael Gordon sided with her. He said, well, it was satisfactory what she gave the plaintiff. I asked her for verification. of a certain combination, and she didn't give it to me. She said, well, we don't have nothing to give you. And they do. They do. They do. We provided them the Florida version of the ticket, and they do. They do. They do. They do have it, and they don't want to do it. And he was protecting them, and he allowed them to do that. So it's like, okay, if I'm lying, and if what I'm saying is a fallacy, or if what I'm saying is just, bullshit, then why are they doing all this lying and delaying and running and doing all this stuff? And why did they have Judge Allison Backus doing all of that stuff that she did, and she lost her whole state career? You know what I'm saying? So if all this is going on, how am I lying if all this is going on? Okay? So how am I lying? And I'm just at the point where it's like, somebody that got some sense. It's either somebody from the Federal Trade Commission, FBI, somewhere. They need to step in, and they need to make this right and button this up, because see, what's happening is they getting all these people in trouble. They making themselves look stupid. They pulling more people in, and they're substantiating my claims as they go along, because they're doing all of this bullcrap simultaneously while making erroneous rulings, saying that the court don't have personal jurisdiction over the multi-state lottery because they're located in Johnston, Iowa, when the state constitution and the federal constitution allows them to be pulled into these courts because they committed acts that are directed at the state, which caused damage in the state to me and my business person and property. Okay, so the courts does have jurisdiction. What they want to do is they want to drag all this stuff out while attempting to set me up outside of court. Okay, so they're abusing the courts, and then outside of the courts doing things to try to set me up, playing with my jobs, playing with my incomes, playing with everything, having people come up to me, sending dry death threats for them. You see what I'm saying? Having hotels do stuff to me, just all this all this stuff that don't make no sense. But what they don't understand is I have endurance. I have a lot of strong endurance because I'm a video game player. You see what I'm saying? I grew up playing video games, like fighting video games, skilled video games. And those games, if you want to become good at them, you have to be patient in order to develop those skills. Okay? So anybody that know me and my brother, they know we played those games and we was the best at all those games. So when they playing these games with me, you see this PlayStation hat I got on in this video? Okay? That's a symbol of that. You don't play with me. Don't play no games with me, because I'm going to have that patience and I'm going to have that endurance, and I'm going to pick you apart so bad, and you're going to be exposed. Okay? I'm going to pull it out piece by piece, grit by grit. All right? So this is everything that they had going on here. Okay? While they wanted people to believe that I was crazy and all this stuff, they did this. They did all this mess and got all these people exposed. They got the federal court of claims doing shit, saying they don't got subject matter jurisdiction over constitutional claims. And it's sad. It's sad. It's really sad. It's a sad day in the country. But you know what? There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't care how dark it get. All you need is a little bit of light, and it's going to shine. And then when that little bit of light shine, it's going to shine that truth. And then that full sun going to come out on that ass. And that's how it's going. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. These people should have buttoned this up. They should have did the right thing. When I met with Sherry Zendry at the lottery and we had our little meeting, okay, she talked about everything was going to be buttoned up and they was going to switch over everything to my name and all this and all that. And then the story kept changing, and then they just kept doing stuff. So now, here we are a whole year later, and this is just stuff still going on, and all this abuse in the courts and all this stuff. So what they did was they thought they was going to prevent me from getting what's due to me. But what they actually did was they sacrificed their people. Okay, that's what they did, because all these people is going to jail. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that all these people are going to prison. And why am I saying that? I'm not saying that because that's something that I hope. I'm not saying that because that's something that I think. I'm saying that because that's something that I know, because I know this law and how it works. I know what the law is, and I know how the federal law works, and I know how the federal authorities move. They don't move like the state police. They don't move that fast. Okay, so when they thought they was being cute and doing all this stuff, they was sitting back and they were being watched while all of the allegations that I made from the beginning continue to be substantiated. Okay, continue to be supported. Because like I said, I don't lie. I don't have nothing to lie to. I don't answer to nobody. So what the fuck I'ma be lying for? What I'ma lie on somebody for? What I'ma lie about? I have nothing to gain by telling any lies, okay? These people are rogue, they out of control, and we got other people's names that they done did stuff to. We have other people's names and other case numbers where they ignored constitutional invocations and where they brought people into the court lying. We got case numbers, we got all that stuff. So those courts, okay, these courts, all of these courts in Arizona, they need to get chains put on their doors until their processes can be vetted and looked at and thoroughly gone over. And it just makes no sense, okay? And then they have an Arizona Supreme Court rule that you can't record or video record or audio record in the courtroom. I mean, not in the courtroom, but in the court building, in any of the interior walls of the court, not the courtroom, but the whole court. Okay, because they know what they got going on down there. The Supreme Court says that you can record in a public place. You can record in those courts. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a public place. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want you to be able to record nowhere in the building. They have a rule that says you can't record nowhere in the building because they know they got this activity going on. We gonna get that rule strike down. Okay, we gonna get that rule strike down. This is the main reason why Carrie Lake was going through what she was going through in that court. Because they like, okay, you can go to court all you want to, like Jan Brewer said, oh, her claims is not going to go nowhere. The lady who used to be the governor, I watched this little tape of her talking, and I think her name is Jan Brewer, and she was like, oh yeah, her claims is not going to go anywhere because she know how it works. She know about the setup they got going on down there, and she know that they gonna play with her and make her look like she gonna get a little bit of claims, and then they gonna throw everything out at the end. That's exactly what they did to me. They did me just like they did Carrie Lake, and did Carrie Lake just like they did me, because they left me one claim. Allison Backus left me one claim out of all my claims. She left me one. That's the same thing they did to Carrie Lake. They threw out all her claims and left her one to create the appearance that justice was being done, and they had the whole fucking thing rigged. So that's what they got going on down there. I don't want to make this video too drawn out, but I just wanted to touch on this because people need to know, and it's completely scary to me because I'm like, okay, the average layman don't have a chance. The average layman has no chance in those courts. They don't have no chance. If they doing all this to me, and I'm pretty smart. If they doing all this to me and doing it in my face and not caring, they don't care. What the hell are they doing to people that are represented by their attorneys, that they control those attorneys and tell those attorneys what to do? I can only imagine how many people is in jail and in prison that should not be there. It's even sick to think about it. But that little system that they got set up down there is wrong. It's wrong. They called the police on the police last week. When I walked in the clerk's office with the police, she pressed the panic button on the police. But then when the other police got there, they like, what happened? He was like, nothing happened. He just sat down and was waiting for his number to be called. And they pushed the panic button. And the police was just like, They said, Mr. McCormick, what is this really all about? I said, you got to ask them because I'm still trying to figure that out too. What it's all about is they lied. They've been lying and doing judicial corruption and judicial terrorism. They need to give me my motherfucking money from the multi-state lottery. They need to give me all of it from both lawsuits. Okay? That's what they need to do. They need to give me my fucking money from that XCD Realty case. They need to give me all that. All right? And they need to shut this shit down. Okay? That's what they need to do. They need to do that. And I told them that 5 months ago in a video that I made 5 months ago. I told them that. Okay? And they just keep on going. They just keep on doing this. I don't know what they thought I was going to leave town or something. Like what they thought I was going. I ain't going nowhere until I get what's mine. I'm not going nowhere. I don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? So that's the end of it. That's the end of it. All constitutional rights invoked, not waived, and we out of here.
Remember, my love, as you come more into your own, there are going to be people who realize they don't actually like who you are. They liked how they could use you. They liked how you made them feel when they didn't have to know themselves more by knowing you. When a person like you comes around other people who aren't willing to know themselves, people get scared, they get intimidated, and they feel like they're under attack. And they project that onto you because they feel that's where the energy is coming from. You are the thing that destroys or disrupts their fucking peace, or the illusion that they've created in their mind, or in the illusion of their life that they've created, or the illusion that they've given to other people about them or their life. And so when you come in with the energy of, nah, we're about to be real. We're about to be real in this bitch, or we're not about to be here at all. We're going to be our full selves, or we can't talk at all. When you get into this energy of, I know me, I know what I stand on, I know what I'm worth, I know what I'm for, I know what I'm not for, I know who I don't fuck with, and I know who I'm a ride or fucking die for. When you get to that energy and other people understand you know what you know, and you are willing, you don't just know it, but you are willing to act on that shit, you scare people. Because when you're also a motherfucker who allows yourself to grow and know yourself more, and they know that because they know you, they know who you're trying so hard to embody this version of yourself of evolution. They also know they'll never be able to get out of this uncomfortable energy around you because you're always changing. There's never a time of false stability for them. They can't manipulate you to get you to slow down to create false stability for them. You are no longer a safe person because you grew up, because you saw your truth, and because you spoke on it as you should, and it really rocked their whole fucking world of illusions. Illusions that other people created for them, illusions that they created for themselves, and illusions that keep them feeling safe. And what's the other word I'm looking for? When you think you're above somebody else, superior. Those illusions don't exist anymore because you called them out and you burned them bitches to the ground. Because your limiting beliefs and your bullshit and your own fucking not singing your worth was the only thing that kept up that house of cards. You really came over and said to all that old shit that didn't work within you, and because you grew up, everyone around you had to grow up or get gone. Because that's just how fucking powerful your fucking energy is. That's how real you are. You cannot stand physically, mentally, or emotionally around to be fake, phony fucks. And I know it hurts to let go of the fake, phony fucks because a version that was fake with yourself got attached to them. We cut the cords of everything that isn't fucking real. Mind, body, or soul, whether you realize it or not. Cut the fucking cords of everything that isn't fucking real. You don't belong in this reality that you have cultivated for yourself and allowed other people to also keep you in. Quit trying to people please your way into a safe spot in your own life or in the life of anybody else, because I promise you, on a lifetime of lived experience in this and many fucking others, it never works. So stand on who you are. Stand on what you know. Embody your fucking truth. And when other people start to get irked by it, let them. Please remember, my love,
Stop trying to motherfucking blame me for you don't get what you need. Next question, Tamika.
And the sad part, you're not going to jail. You're going to prison. That way. And that's a period, bitch.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.